Hello, good morning to you. It's time for business. The Vice President, Dr. Bahamudu Bawumia, has hinted the next phase of government's digitalization program is going to focus on developing the mortgage market. According to him, this will be done through a proper land title registration system to be introduced next year.
The paperless port clearance system that has been introduced, again, helps all of us and that. But one of the big things that we are going to be doing next year, we are shifting our focus to land and land registration. This is a real bane of the banking industry and the financial services industry. How do you develop a mortgage market if you cannot really ascertain title to land? How does that market develop? You will not develop the mortgage market. In fact, when you look at the data, and I was a bit amazed when I looked at the data, you see that in terms of mortgage to income ratio, right? Mortgage to income ratio, Ghana is the highest in the world, right? Mortgage payments relative to income. We top the world, right? One of the lowest is the United States of America. But, you know, we are at the top. And it doesn't make sense for the poorest countries to be in the top side of that bracket. Mortgage to income. But of course, it's telling you that a lot of the mortgages are being paid by people who are probably earning incomes from outside and maybe a very secluded few. But you can't develop a mortgage market with those types of ratios. It will not. But we have to turn our focus to the land registry and the process of land title. I think this is the next phase of digitalization that is about to happen, and we are tackling that next year.
The Vice President was speaking at the opening of the National Banking Conference on Tuesday. Now, away from that, President of the Ghana Bankers Association, Al-Hassan Andani, has been assuring the business community that commercial banks will start reducing their lending rates from the first quarter of next year. It follows the Bank of Ghana's decision to reduce the policy rate by 100 basis points to 20%, citing favorable economic outlook and the easing of threats to inflation. This is the first time since September 2014 the rate has hit the 20% mark. In an interview with Joy Business, Al-Hassan Andani said banks are ready to comply with the downward rule.
Requirement to meet the new capital requirement is from January 18 to December 18. And yes, we are aware that all this has been communicated to shareholders. Various discussions are ongoing, and we would I'm sure the right announcements and market activity will be demonstrated in 2018 to indicate how prepared or what the end result would be. Probably some measures, some banks, shareholders introducing additional capital to meet the minimum capital requirement. So there'll be a whole lot of scenarios that will play out within the year that we are required to meet the new minimum capital.
What about the policy rate cut? When are we going to see banks following the Bank of Ghana's rule?
No, yeah, the policy rate cut is very welcome. There's been a lot of agitation, for us to review interest rates, and I'm sure you'd see already there have been 450 basis points cut in the policy rate. This is just another 100 basis points cut. I'm sure before the first quarter, before the end of the year, most banks would have gone through their ALCO or Asset Liability Management Committee meetings and to review their prices. So I expect us to see new lending rates announced and published in January.
Definitely. How is the slab bond doing in the market so far?
ESLA is doing extremely well in the secondary market. There's a lot of liquidity. So even most of the banks and most who took bonds have been able to actually sell the bonds on and release liquidity. So it's been really remarkable in terms of uptake in the secondary market.
That's all in business for now. I'll come your way again with more business news updates at midday. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji.